combed her fingers through her hair, a habit from when she'd worn it long. By the time she heard her visitor's footfall on the last flight of stairs, she was shaking with nerves. Taking a deep breath, she opened the door. Mr. Anwar, it turned out, was a small man with tidy black hair and a long face, on which perched wire-rimmed glasses. He wore a navy blue jacket, white shirt and charcoal trousers, which were too long. "Miss Wells?" He offered a hand. Violet took it briefly, detaching as soon as was polite in case he felt her agitation. "Come in, please," she said. After closing the door, she introduced Mr. Anwar to Anna, and Anna, bless her, did exactly as Violet had asked. She smiled and said, "Hello, how are you?" "Your daughter?" Mr. Anwar turned to Violet. Violet nodded. She'd grown accustomed to the question. "Anna's father is from North Africa," she said, explaining the different and honey-brown colour of Anna's skin. That was all she said. Nothing about him deserting her in pregnancy to go back to Morocco, nothing about the guilt, bringing a child into the world without a father, repeating the cycle. "Anna is a pretty name for a pretty girl." Mr. Anwar addressed the compliment to Violet. Anna pulled a vomit face, but Violet didn't mind. In fact, she wanted to kiss her daughter. In that short exchange, Anna had won over Mr. Anwar. Violet could tell by his expression of amused indulgence. "And how old is she?" "I'm 4 1/4, Anna replied, with an indignant note of protest that the question was not directed at her. "Lovely age, when they're like that," Mr. Anwar said. "A handful, I'm sure, but delightful." "Most of the time." Violet offered Mr. Anwar a cup of tea, remembering too late the milk in the fridge was past its sell-by. "Do you mind black?" "No, not at all. In fact, I prefer black. Thank you." She was beginning to like Mr. Anwar and his courteous ways. As she put the tea bags into the mugs, she indicated the armchair. "Please sit down, Mr. Anwar." He hesitated, since that was the only chair in the room, but Violet forestalled any objection by saying she would sit on the end of the bed. Mr. Anwar bowed, a gesture simultaneously of obedience and thanks, and perched on the edge of the chair. After Violet brought over the mugs of tea, handing one to him handle first, she said, "You have something to tell me about my mother?" "I have, Miss Wells." He placed his mug on the floor between his shoes, slip-ons, grey, unassuming, and unfashionable, like their owner, and brought a white envelope from an inside pocket. "I hope you didn't mind me contacting Mr. Wells. I gathered from him that you're not in regular touch. That all he has is your email address?" "It's all right." Mr. Anwar appeared anxious to reassure Violet there had been no breach of confidentiality. "I asked him to pass on my details to you, name, phone number and email address. He didn't ask why. Nothing else passed between us." He paused. "Your address," he looked around the room, "will remain confidential, of course." While Mr. Anwar was talking, Violet watched his forefinger stroking the edge of the envelope. "We don't have much to do with each other." Violet glanced up, wondering if she should explain why she'd drifted apart from her adoptive parents, how they'd never really got on. Mr. Anwar bowed again, letting her know there was no need for her to say more, and Violet took a sip of tea. Mr. Anwar did likewise, before holding up the envelope. "This," he said, "arrived at our office in Inverness." Violet stared, but said nothing. "You know what happened after you were born?" "My parents," Violet said, "my adoptive parents told me." "Well, that makes it easier." His expression was kindly and understanding. "For both of us." He waited again, glancing at Violet. "Usually we wouldn't pass on anonymous correspondence, but considering your circumstances, your special circumstances—" With that, he offered